In today's video, we're going to check out some amazing cases from Ringke made specifically for the Galaxy S25 series of devices. We're going to be testing them out on the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and of course, we're going to be looking at cases with and without MagSafe functionalities. So, without further ado, this is TK, and this is the case collection from Ringke for the S25 series in 2025. Let's check them out. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. But Ringke was actually nice enough to send us a package that included basically cases for the S25 Ultra. Again, Ringke, live a better day. Of course, you're amazing. And here we are. Basically a review kit made specifically by Ringke. Sorry about the paper here. And we get 1, 2, let's see here, 3, 4, 5, and what looks to be 6 cases individually designed, and of course different functionalities, some with and without MagSafe, made for the S25 Ultra. And let me double check. That's all she wrote. Now, as I mentioned to you guys at the beginning of the video, we are going to be checking them out on the Galaxy S25 Ultra since this is the device that we have. But they should have some of these collections available for all 3 different sizes, from the standard S25, S25 Plus, as well as, of course, the S25 Ultra, as we're going to see in this video. Okay, starting off with the Fusion Bold. This one, again, is magnetic, or provides us access to magnetic configuration. There's a sticker in here. It explains to us that there is some plastic in there that we do need to remove. So let's go ahead and go check it out. You'll notice right there, there's a first tab. You remove the first one. And then on the inside, there is another one again. And at this point, you'll notice that the case is absolutely clean, perfectly pristine. We have coverage for the buttons on the power button and the volume rocker, and opening for the microphones at the top. Of course, clean, pretty much straightforward. We do have a lanyard experience here if you do use those. Last but not least, of course, opening for the S Pen, the bottom speaker, and of course the USB-C. It's a single piece unit, and it does have cutouts for the cameras in the back in 2 separate containers. Let's go ahead and put this back. Now, I do want to mention that I do have a glass protector installed on my unit, and this was actually the bank's screen protector that I installed on this. So one of the things we want to make sure here is I see if this is friendly, obviously, to screen protectors. There is an additional lip at the top of the device, which provides us a little bit extra protection on top. It's a little bit more flush with the unit at the bottom, and then another one at the bottom here, providing us an experience of if we've ever put the phone directly on the table, the glass is never sitting straight on there. Again, same experience here around the camera lenses, the elements on both sides. We have the magnetic ring positioned in there. It is clear in the back, so we can definitely see the color of our device. So first and foremost, of course, we're going to do the testing. This is the magnetic. This is my AnchorWorks speaker that I like to test. Of course, we just missed that part. Of course, wireless charging, this should be perfectly fine. Again, a clean case, very simple, very easy. And this one is a Qi 2 charger, so it works perfectly fine. So you can put it in any orientation and spin it, and it works fine. It's strong enough that it will lift the speaker. Oops, not sideways, but it will lift it. So you can definitely see that it moves it. So definitely a great case. Again, this is the Fusion X case from Ringke, providing us not only see-through experience, but great protection for our device. And just a quick correction, the first case that we looked at was the Fusion Bold. This one is the Fusion X. And again, as you can see here, it has a nice little pattern on the back. Now, one thing to mention is on this case, there is no tabs to pull. You just need to figure out exactly where it is. They do have a sticker here that says look here. And this is just letting us know that there is a plastic protector inside of the case to protect the case or the backing of the actual unit itself. So there's no chance of it getting damaged or anything like that. The back is textured, so you get a little bit more grip, and it has that camo look that's going on for it right now. Let's go ahead and put the unit or the device in here. Pretty much straightforward as far as the ports, similar to what we saw with the other case. This is again a Fusion case. You just need to make sure to allow it to go over the edges itself so that it actually has a good grip for it. The S Pen, as we had it on the other one, pretty straightforward. You just push it, remove it, very easy. And it is a little bit more flush, although it provides us protection against it. Opening again for the bottom, we have basically bumper guards for the edges or the corners of the actual unit itself. Let's go ahead and put this on the top. Again, working great with the bank's screen protector that we have on there. Coverage for the buttons on the side, opening for the top. Looks really good, and it kind of works nicely with the blue color that we have in here. That's the titanium silver blue color that we have, and it actually gives it a nice little textured experience. Again, the camo kind of permeates, and I guess it is textured on the back. No chance of having any wireless configuration because it isn't actually equipped with that. But what I will say though is wireless is going to work perfectly fine. The case is not thick enough to actually block any wireless signals. So Very nice configuration. Again, this one is the Fusion X from Ringke. The next case we're going to take a look at is the Fusion Clear case. This one, of course, as you can see, provides us protection, but without any kind of coloring added to it. So it's intended to highlight the best experience on your phone, since you can see it from every angle. And just like the first one that we looked at, there is a plastic protector that we need to remove. We'll take another one here. This one just makes sure that we have no damage, no blemishes or at all on the actual unit. You can definitely see it is pristine. Now this one actually, as you can see here, we can definitely see the antenna band here. Everything or every part of our device is actually visible. There's a raised experience here on the camera experience, similar to the other ones. A little bit of a bump here at the top as well as on the bottom to protect the actual device for whenever we put it down. There's a lanyard experience similar again to the other units that we looked at. Again, only opening for the microphone as well as the USB-C, and of course the speaker and the S Pen is very straightforward. It's kind of a little bit flush on the bottom, so you can go ahead and hold it, pull the S Pen, you could use it, and then of course put it back. Unfortunately, no MagSafe compatibility, as you can imagine, but of course wireless charging should work perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and just align it correctly, because that's the other thing. And you can see there, it works perfectly fine. You are able to buy accessories, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that would allow you to actually add the magnetic functionality, although that at that point it'll protrude a little bit more. But this one looks nice, feels good, and again, super easy to use. One of the things that again they appreciate here is the fact that we can see the entire backing of our device. The next case we're going to take a look is the Onyx magnetic case for the S25 Ultra. Again, this one is in black actually, and there's a sticker in here. Now, as you can see here on the backing, we don't see the ring itself. You definitely see the imprint of it on the bottom or inside of the case, allowing you to actually know that this has magnetic functionalities. But otherwise, on the outside, it looks pretty nice, pretty clean. We do have the lanyard experience. Again, this I think is going to be on all the cases. The openings on the bottom, as we've seen before. Again, volume rocker as well as power button. And the lanyard seems to be on both sides. And here on this one, we do have the name of the company, Ringke, an opening for the microphones at the top, and of course the cameras in the back. It is a flexible material. This is not a rigid plastic, so it shouldn't be too hard, but it does provide us some protection. And as you can see here, it looks like it works perfectly with the glass protector that we have. There is a raised bump on the front, on top, as well as on a little bit on the bottom to provide protection for the actual device, but it's pretty thin in the center where we hold it most of the time. The buttons are very functional. You can see definitely very nice here. Protection, very good. You can see the color of your device for the most part just through the actual lens protectors. And of course on the top we have the opening. It looks really good and definitely feels very nice in the hand. It's actually grippy. It's not a very slippery material. Of course, wireless charging should not be an issue, as it has magnetic functionality, so it's easy to recognize where the spot is to charge it. They're always nice to include these little stickers in here. But again, this is a great case if you're looking for a thin, stylish, and of course MagSafe support, the S25 series of devices. Now the next case we're going to take a look at is the rugged gear. This is again in black color, made for the S25 Ultra. Now the case itself is definitely a little bit more on the softer side, but you can see here that there's additional padding that is added on the corners, as you can see here more prominently, as what we've seen with the other cases. And the case itself on the back will end up being a flat experience on the entire device. As you see here, it's barely raised here to protect the cameras. The buttons are bigger, providing us easier access, of course. We see the name Ringke on there. The lanyard experience is positioned on both sides on the bottom. Opening for the S Pen, of course, and the bottom right speaker, USB-C, and the microphone for the bottom. Very much straightforward experience. It is considered to be more of their rugged side of cases, so I appreciate the fact that they look at stylish, thin cases. No magnetic configuration on this, as we saw, since we don't have the ring showing in there, but it's very straightforward. Clean, very nice, grippy, and no slippery experience. The material on the side here has a texture to it, which makes it easy to grip. The buttons, as I mentioned, are much bigger, so it extenuates the buttons even though they're smaller inside. It makes it easy to find and push the buttons for our experience. Microphones opening on the top, of course. S Pen configuration, very straightforward. You just push, remove the S Pen, put it down. It is somewhat flat, but pretty easy to actually access it, but it still provides us the bump protection. God forbids the device lands here. Works great with our screen protector, of course. Let's go ahead and put it on the wireless charger. Should not be an issue. We'll give it a second, and as you can see, it charges and it works perfectly fine. The last case we're going to take a look at, I'm hopefully saying this correctly, is the Ailes or the Alez. I'm not sure how to say the name, but essentially it's a black case, but it also has some rugged functionalities and of course a kickstand as well as a ring for that, supporting here MagSafe configuration, but also a built-in kickstand for whenever you want to be able to prop up your device. But this one is a two-piece configuration case, and what I mean by this essentially is that you're able to insert the device into the softer plastic first, make it easy to put in, so you can just prop it in, let's configure it. And at this point, the device is already in the actual casing in here. And all we need to do is add the external configuration. Now, one thing I do know, some people do prefer the ability of having separation between the lenses, so a little bit more protection and less chances of having dust. This case does actually provide us that experience. So if I go ahead and put this on here, you'll notice right there, there's a separation between the lens elements on both the larger sensors as well as the smaller sensors that we have in here on the side. The case itself just needs to clamp in here. Just make sure that it actually goes through. So you'll notice right there is a little bit of a separation. You put it on and it fits perfectly. Now we have a perfectly good case protecting our device, and of course we also have kickstand functionality, which means I can put my device straight down, or I can actually prop it up straight over. Now the nice thing about this is that the kickstand does actually move, so you're able to move it to the position that you need, so it has a nice little textured experience, and you're able to customize it and put it on. Also, this means we have MagSafe functionality, which also means we can actually prop it straight up on the actual MagSafe charger. So this is something that not a lot of cases can do. And as you can see here, wireless charging does work. I did have to move it a couple of times just to get it to align, but it seems like it works perfectly fine with more of a traditional standard charger as well. So let's go ahead and put it on this. This is my Motorola charger. As you can see here, it picks up right away. Just keep in mind when you're using it, you may have to wiggle it a little bit for the wireless charging. And as you can see here, it looks absolutely fantastic. Very nice, grippy. We do still have the lanyard experience on both sides in here. Also, I feel like with the buttons that we have in here, they're a little bit more prominent, easy to recognize, volume up, volume down. And we get the functionality of not only having MagSafe, but also built-in kickstand that's adjustable. Okay, so we looked at cases that are thin, we looked at cases that are functional, transparent, with and without MagSafe, and of course at the end, we kind of capped it off with the most, I would say, the maverick of all cases that they have. Hopefully you found one of these cases that appeals to you, and hopefully that you find one of these cases that actually will help protect your device. Ringke makes a lot of great accessories, and again, these should be available for both the S25 Plus, Ultra, as well as standard S25. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much to Ringke for sending us the collection, and of course, as usual, I will see you in the next video.